Okay, right, well guys, welcome to another episode of Crazy Carping. I think it's the 13th now. Back down at the Syndicate again for a couple of nights. It might just be one night. See how things go really. Not so great right now. The weeds decided to sprout. We had quite a bit of hot weather lately, which hasn't been brilliant. I mean, due for another hot day today, but we'll see how this sort of stuff goes. I mean, I'll show you guys the sort of density of this weed right now. Don't know if you can see any of that, but all on the surface of the lake. It's quite a thick layer of weed. It's probably quite a glare. There you go. It's just risen right to the top. It's pretty much all in the margins right now. Out in the middle part of the lake, there's some sort of growth as well. It's probably more weed development in patches. That's where a lot of the time Sam and everybody else gets snagged up on that sort of area due to the fish just ploughing straight into it. But yeah, I bought the spod mix with me again, so hopefully it might bribe them out. I've got a bit of a change in spod mix right now because didn't really prepare that much. Let's see how things go then. I'll update you guys when I've got all the rods out and everything's set up then. Okay, well right, left rod's going to go out soon. What I'm going to do on that, I'm going to put my basic chod rig out there. But just before I do that, I thought I'd talk you through the leads. Obviously, due to the weed that you got out there, I thought chod rig would go well with that. Obviously, seen a few fish show, so I thought I'd just chuck it around to them because I don't know what I'm fishing over, so it eliminates the factor of just being a bit of a paranoid angler, more or less. So that's one of the things. But more down to leads. You've got your distance lead here. This is about 2 ounces, 1.5 maybe, and you've got your little pear lead right there. Once again, that's around 1 ounce, 1.5. Best thing for chod rigs, only use the lightest lead you can get away with really, just so as it's a bit more harder for the fish to detect this sort of feeling for them. And really, when you are fishing a chod in this sort of deep weed, I'd say always go for the flat pear lead really, never the distance one, because what will happen is when that lead just plummets down, it will just bury itself right into the weed and it will be virtually impossible to get that fish back out. So unless you're going to drop the lead off, which is often the best method for a chod, then I would never go for the distance. I would always go for the little pear leads because it's more or less the aerodynamics of them. When they go through the water, they'll just be dragging along and stopping the water, pushing it back and gradually hit into the weed instead of just plumbing into it. Onto that as well, on my chod rig I'm going to be using the BM baits corkers in squid. So extremely buoyant baits, even lift lead core up sometimes, which is perfect for this sort of weedy scenario, so that lead core just gradually, slowly go onto the weed. It is possible fishing a naked chod, but we'll see how things go from now really. If there is too much weed out there, then we probably will go onto a naked chod. So let's get cracking then, alright? Okay, well rods are all finally out. Well, that was a bit of a challenge. Had to do quite a bit of splicing just sent to a few of the chod rigs just to re-splice them so they're all nice and safe. That's all done now. So yeah, got 3 out in all directions really. Got one going onto a bit of gravel to the left of me. Got the other one going pretty much central, bang on, where I've seen a fish jump. And the one to the right is going straight into a far corner really. It's a pretty hard chuck. I mean, it's around 200 yards. I can't really get that far with these rods, so it's around 120 really. So it's still quite a distance, but it's quite a whack if you really want to get into that far corner. But there's definitely some signs of activity right now. But there's 2 patches of, I don't know what that is really, it's probably some sort of seed which has floated onto the lake. Well anyway, by over there, there's been quite a bit of activity. I've seen quite a few fish show. Managed to get quite a bit of weed in, only really so I can play the fish if I do get one on, you know. But yeah, had to go for all 3 rods on chods, only because of the situation really with all this weed. So I'll update you guys later on really, and hopefully we'll have fish on the bank. Alright. Well, that's an indication right there that the chod rig's coming into action right now. We've already had a few knocks on that rod, so there's probably definitely fish over there, probably picking up the bait and trying to run with it, but not getting very far, I guess. Probably due to the density of weed out there. But I'm going to keep an eye on that rod now, keep an eye on the rod tip as well to see if I can see any movement on it. And well, hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll go off in a little while. Okay, right, just thought I'd quickly just grab 1 minute before one of the rods probably goes screaming off to run through my spud mix for you guys. I'm using the leftovers really. Got big bags of frozen particle which I've previously used and it's bung in the freezer, all the leftovers that I've got. I've got loads of old boys which I haven't really used at all. Got some leftover pellets. Got the FT pellet of course by BM again. Just going to bung this all in there, mix it up, crush a few boilers into it, and Bob's your uncle. Hopefully we're able to get a fish on it. So I'm just going to pour this in. See, that's one of the great things about having the particle frozen, is that A, it can act as a freezer bag if you really need it. So you've got spare particle in your bags really, just in case you do run out. But it is a great way of not putting any bait to waste. So you can just reuse it and reuse it. I mean, I'd only ever just freeze the stuff once. I wouldn't refreeze it again because you never know what's going to happen. You want to be quite safe for the fish. It tends to get quite mushy as well after being in the freezer. It softens down quite a lot. So so we'll get this particle out then and see if we can bag a fish on it tonight then. Alright. Okay, well just going to get the marker rod out in a minute. Due to the amount of weed that's going to be out there, I'm going to have to put a buoyancy aid there. It's just a foam ball which is going to add, so as I won't be dragging through the weed too much, so it'll allow that marker to just rise a bit easily, especially if I am in the weed. Just want to know about it, you know. So let's get out there and see if we can find a few spots then. Right, well here we have it. Finally into a fish. Left down rod. I decided to recast this one. Didn't put it too far out at all. Bloody hell. He's fighting like a good one, I can tell you that now. Oh, this is on the BM bait squid corker that I showed you guys earlier on that chod rig. He really is tearing away right now. He's trying to head into the weed. Oh well, that was unfortunate. Looks like he lost that one. Guess we better get that rod straight back out there again. He did literally tear straight off into that weed. Oh, that was such a fight. I mean, he literally plumbed me right into the weed. I couldn't do anything about it. He was gone really. Trying to avoid that next time, try and get them away from the weed, because I know they probably are figuring it out now that that is where they are going to get away, but it was a sign. I mean, kind of gutted I lost it, but what can you do, eh? Right, let's get this one back out there again and see if we can get another. Okay, well it's just come up to 4 o'clock. Nothing much really. I mean, right hand rod which I put on the baited area on a PVA bag, Asada on it a little while ago. Just nothing much, but it was an aborted take more or less. Brought it back in, rebaited it again with a crab and cray dumbbell, another bag of pellet, FT pellet, and some dumbbell mixing with it. Cast it back out on the same spot. Scattering a few baits over the top of it, just for a few free offerings. Sam's coming down now. He's got his barra, so he's going to go and get his gear, and he'll be down in a few minutes. So time to bivvy up soon, get all the rods set properly, and see if we can bag a fish. All right.
Okay, right. Well, now we're sitting in the bivvy. We'll take some time out to talk to you about some products we're using. I started using them and Ben copied me.
Not
really.
Nah, he'd wanted them for a while when we both started using them. The Gardener bugs.
The ones here.
They're absolutely brilliant. That's which size are these, Ben?
That's the micro, and the other one's the little mini. There are also 2 other types, I think. I think they come in around 10 different colours, so you can mix and match, choose what you want really. You've got lovely colours. I mean, I've got the high-vis green, the red, and the blue one. You've got one of those, and the blue one, and the red one. So nice matching set to go with the alarms. Sam's got the nice 2 little green ones, the tighty ones. Absolutely gorgeous. I have to say they are probably the best money for value bugs or like indicators in general you can get on the market. Perfect indication, light enough for any sort of indication you can get. Line friendly, aren't they, as well?
They're absolutely excellent. And one little feature, because they're so versatile, on the head of the bobbin you've got the little rubber washer sort of item. And so I'm moving that up to the top now. You can fish that right at the top like that, which has maximum tension. I could barely move that with my fingers. Or if you slide that right down to the bottom, it's only just catching your line.
I see, yep.
So yeah, I prefer just to have it sort of in the middle.
Yeah, mid-range really, yep.
Comes off quite easy on the take. And
they've also got the old anti-rust chain as well, which comes with them. Can get them the string, but quite a lot of people like the chain. We like the chain, don't we, as well?
I think the chains look nicer and they work better.
Yeah, so
obviously it's all it's all completely detachable.
Yep.
You can buy actually different colour heads. All you've got to do is take the head off and then put your little washer over the top like that and just screw it back on. All in all, I think my one was about 17 quid for 2.
That's it, yeah.
And they're the best.
Yeah.
I used the core lights and they were good bobbins, but they weren't for me for long sort of term. But I'm really happy with these now. Yeah, so definitely check them out. Obviously Gardener, quality tackle. Gardener is bloody brilliant. Mugger hooks, long time user of that. Deception, that's very good as well.
Got a new range of coated braids now as well, haven't they?
Yep, and the convert hooks, they're pretty new as well. Really like Gardener, very good quality. See that? It's a rat under his rod.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so we'll get on with the fishing. Better screw our bobbins back on.
Yeah, so that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and see you in a bit. Nice one.
Okay, right, well, just another one, just now. Middle rod this time. Marathon mix pop up. Really couldn't believe it. Once again on the chod, absolute tearing run it was. Just lost it quite close in again. It was coming close to that weed and it just spat it. Totally gutted, but then again, that's fishing for you. Just get it back out there again and hopefully we'll try and get him. Alright. Right, well, yet again, we're into another fish now. Deciding to go down to the left again, which I'm trying to get it away from. Once again, BM baits, red squid and tangerine. Literally another stonking run. Sam just had a run on his rod. Came off once again as well, did the hook.
It's boiling right out there now. It's right out there. How's it feel, Ben?
He's fighting, he's trying to get to that weed. I ain't having it.
Just keep it coming.
Yeah, I am. Okay, right, totally uncertain what the time is right now. It's probably not that late. Got a stunning 17-pound common right here. Taken once again on the BM bait. Oops. He's quite lively, as you can probably see right there. Taken on the BM baits. Come on, fella, let me just show you quickly, put you back in a minute. It's taken on the BM baits, red squid and tangerine pop-up, corker. There you go, what a little stunner, eh? Absolutely mental, this one. Had to take him out of the weed again. Luckily this time I put enough pressure on to actually pull him through. Stunner. I'm going to treat his mouth next, bit of carp care, and release him. Great stuff. Okay, right, well, just had the fish. When I brought him in, he'd managed to actually suck off all the paste around the corker. So as you can see right there, the cork ball inside is the reason why Stuart calls them the corkers. So get on them, because literally that's had both 2 fish on it now. The other one was a marathon mix, of course. But there you go, proof is in the pudding. Great stuff right there. Alright. Okay, right, well Sam's now into a fish. Well done, Sam. Feel good?
About time too, yeah, it's alright.
What was that on then?
Can't even remember. I think this is a
Good old bend in the rod though, isn't it?
dumbbell, I think.
Nice run. Nice. Look at that bend, eh? Probably going right for that weed. Let's get the net for you. Alfie. Where is he? There he is.
Don't feel too bad.
Yeah, could be a good one. Could beat my 17.
Hopefully. Oh. Starting to get in that weed bed, you know, there's just quite a heavy bit of weed down there. Okay, right, well here we are. Lovely little common, probably weighs about, I don't know, 16, 17 pound. Just taken on a little BM Bates Crab and Cray dumbbell, 16 miller. Oh, there we go. A little solid bag, just cast probably 60 yards out. Stunning little fish though, only little, but there we go. Yeah, he's really lively, so we'll just get him back. Nice one.
Okay, right, well, it's coming up to 10 o'clock now. 20 minutes to go. Yeah, had a few more bleeps on the middle rod again. Only 3 casts a little while ago. Could have been a line bite, or could have been a fish pulling the rig a little bit, but we'll see eventually, won't we? But yeah, great activity so far. Had some good fights. That fish was absolutely great fight. Same with Sam. It's a real challenge to get him through the weed. What we're doing right now is we're using the old captor curve shanks from Corda for most of the rigs and the Corda choddies. And to be fair about it, they're not really that good. I mean, each time we try to pull them through the weed, we put enough pressure on to actually bend the tip of the hook, which is pretty meaningless really when you've got a hook. I mean, for instance, something like one of the Garden the Muggers, that won't do the same thing. That's a nice solid hook. So, or a fox, you know, a fox choddy wouldn't do the same thing, but it seems to be one of those things with the old Corda hooks. They don't seem to be meant for the job. But unfortunately, that's the way it is anyway. So probably be a good night for now, and hopefully we'll have one during the night for you guys again. So I'll see you later then.
Okay, well right, it's around 6 o'clock in the morning right now. Bells just chimed once again. Listening to the radio, just getting ready a new bait for a chod. Only a 3 cast, this one about 5 seconds ago, and screamed off. Once again on the red squid tangerine. At distance. Couldn't believe it. Well chuffed, but he's trying to go over there again, like the rest of them do. So let's try and get him back out.
He's swimming right towards you. Yeah, I'll get the net.
Okay, right, well, just got the fish in, got him in the net and everything else, got him in the landing mat now. Gorgeous little stocky, only £6.5, little pasty fish, but all the same, a gorgeous little common carp. Well chuffed with that one. What a result. Once again, and on the B&B Baits red squid and tangerine. Gorgeous coloration on this one. Even though it's little, we still fought quite well. I mean, the run was absolutely out of this world, but at first I thought I had a bit of weed on there, but it turns out I had a fish. So well done on that one, eh? We should get this one back and get the rod straight back out. Alright.
Okay, right, it's just come up to 20 to 10, so give it 21 minutes and we're going to start doing a bit of spotting. A little while ago, both me and Sammy walked down to a few swims along, brought a few chum mixers with us, and bought the surface rig. We had a few little knocks on our actual main bait, but unfortunately didn't actually take it, which was a bit of a bugger.
To be fair though, they were like really shy, and even when they were taking the mixes, it was very graceful. They weren't getting into a frenzy of any sort. So.
But they were fairly persistent. I mean, they were in some sort of patterns now and again, but they just spook quite easily.
That was the problem.
As soon as you tried to give them a bit more feed, that was it. They were off for another 12 minutes or something like that, and then you had to wait again for them to come back.
Yeah, mate, exactly.
But hopefully, if this wind, southerly wind really dies down a little bit, maybe you might be able to get on the surface again. I mean, you've got the far corner over there. There's not much going on now, but there was a little while ago, so there's still somewhat of a fish with the old surface gear. But yeah, sure. We'll see how we get on, shan't we? You know.
Yeah.
Still got a good chance. Hopefully tonight things might pick up again. So yeah, what are you going to do now anyway? You're going to go on a zig?
Yeah, I'm tying up a zig now. I'm going to put on a little BM bait, just pop up and just cast it in the reeds over there. As obviously Ben said that he's seen a few fish there, so may as well give it a go.
That's it. Can't knock it till you tried it, eh?
Exactly.
Alright then.
Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Nice one.
Yep.
Cheers.
Okay, right, it's just gone 11:10. Just brought the right hand rod back in. Had a little aborted take on it earlier on, so I thought I'd try a zig rig. Simply just a bit of lead core there into a 2.5 ounce inline lead. One of these little helicopter kickers. Swivels in there as well. Then we just go up to the main part of the rig, which I'm imitating a little bug really. Similar to the little Nashi zig bugs, but just my own little take on it really. Looks quite realistic. Looks like a little fly hatch coming out from the weed or beneath on the bed of the lake. So I thought I'd give it a go. I didn't have much, didn't have any knocks really. So what I'm going to do now is just go for that same old kicker rig that I normally use. So I'm just going to get one of the crab and cray dumbbells in a solid bag, pop up corn on it, and hopefully we'll have a bite on the baited area again. So we'll put around 10 kilo of spot out, and fingers crossed we'll have a fish tonight. Alright. Okay, right, well, just finished spotting. Sam did the last few spots for us, so cheers for that one, Sam. Now I'm going to cast the old solid bag out. Don't know if you can see that there. Got the little tipped off piece of yellow corn on the crab and cray dumbbell. So yeah, inline lead in that bag, nice and solid. Going to get it onto the marker hopefully, or around that point. I mean, it's quite a nice area of spread, so let's get it out there. Right on it, Ben. It's got to get a bite. Okay, right, well, we've made kind of a sporadic decision really. It's going to really chuck it down tonight. I've got to be off quite early, so has Sam. We kind of want to avoid all this sort of rainy weather, so we're going to be off by 4 o'clock this afternoon, so it's a bit annoying, but that's the way it goes sometimes, you know. You've got to make sacrifices, so I mean, it's been good so far, hasn't it though, Sam, you know? It's been a good session, hasn't it?
It's been alright, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that there wasn't anything else and that we did drop loads of fish, but yeah, it's one of the rods could go, you just had a run.
Yes, it's true, yeah. Both had a couple of lines now, haven't we? We've had a few knocks here and there. So, yeah, we'll definitely hope for another one, and if we do catch another one, we'll definitely show you guys. Alright then.
See you later.